I talk about history and books all the time, but I don't think I've ever said this. I'm mad about old films. If I get a little emotional, please forgive me. The most beautiful man I have ever seen just passed away, and I'm reeling from it. I'm talking about Mr. Robert Redford. I'm just going to run through what I know about him. He was born in 1936, 18th of August. A brilliant performer. Most people have a favourite of his, and there are so many of his films that are iconic. The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Candidate, The Way We Were. Never did a thing for me, that film. My two favourites, basically, they're not just films for me. They were, how can I put it in a sweet way, awakenings. One when I was very, very little and probably, 9 or 10. And the other when I was about 18, I watched it and yeah. But I'm being reductive and I'll probably do that a bit later. This man, it wasn't enough for him to just be the most gorgeous face that's ever been committed to celluloid. He had to become a director. And so one day he decided, I think I'll be a director. And he directed Ordinary People with very not ordinary actors. And it was Mary Tyler Moore and Donald Sutherland. And an extraordinary debut, so much so that he won the Oscar for it, Best Director. He was then, I think he did 8 films that The Horse Whisperer, Quiz Show is amazing. It's such a good film. It's based on a true story. Ralph Fiennes and John Turturro are in it. He walked the walk. He wasn't just someone who played lip service, as many actors do sometimes. You know, I've got a cause. Look at me, I'm so great. But then they do whatever they want in real life. This man was the real deal. He was a trustee for the National Natural Resources Defence Council. He opposed fracking. He opposed the pipeline. He was a champion of Indigenous rights, of Native Americans' right to their land, LGBT rights, and he founded Sundance in 1981. And he made sure that filmmakers could get their films out there. And he mentored people, he helped people make their dreams come true. And I think we don't see this. When we see really, really beautiful people, when we see brilliant people, we sometimes don't realize that there might be tragedy behind the scenes. And he had a very, very challenging life. He lost his mother when he was 18. He had polio as a child. He lost 2 children. One at the age of 10 weeks. And yet went on and was brilliant and did so many things for other people. According to his co-stars, he was always generous. He allowed other people to shine. He didn't, nobody had bad things to say about him. He was just a generally good man. And according to Meryl Streep, the best kisser she ever had. So I'm going to tell you 2 personal stories with 2 very, I implore you, go and watch these 2 films. One is based on a film based on a play by Neil Simon. There it is, Barefoot in the Park. In the 1960s, I don't remember, is it 1966? I'm not sure. Anyway, 1960s film. He plays a very rigid man who is newly married to a young woman called Corey. She is played by Jane Fonda at her absolute effervescent best. She's just so beautiful in this. And she's the free spirit. And they've spent 4 days in a hotel room in New York. That's their honeymoon. They never left the room. And as he goes to work, he gives her a kiss. It's just a peck. And leaves for work, and she's thoroughly offended, and she goes after him. She's wearing his pajama top, and she says, "You better come back and give me a proper kiss." And he says, "I've been kissing you for 4 days. We haven't left the room. You know, if you don't come back and give me a kiss, I'm going to take this shirt off right here in the middle of the hallway." And she starts to undress, and he just grabs her and kisses her. And I remember I was about 9 or 10 when I watched it. Wow. Just, okay. That's a moment right there. And then when I was about 18 or 19, I watched, please go and see this, one of the greatest political films I've ever watched, and it's called 3 Days of the Condor. I cannot recommend it enough. For so many reasons. In it, he stars with Faye Dunaway, Max von Sydow. You might know him from The Exorcist. You couldn't, please understand, it was made in 1975. You couldn't make it today. You would have to change a lot of the things in it. But it is a film that awakenings. He asks her a question, one that you don't expect. And I remember, oh dear. So this sounds terribly reductive. I have to do this because I think if I cry some more, I'll be puffed up tomorrow and I won't be able to work. So I think when people pass away, people like Mr. Redford, I'm very selfish. I feel very selfish because I think that's a person. That person is someone I'm never going to be able to meet. I'm never going to be able to, in real life, tell them what their work meant to me, and how infinitesimal, how extraordinarily small maybe a gesture might be. But when you put yourself out there, like actors do, like directors do, like all artists do, they affect us in ways that are so big. And it might be small for the artists themselves, but it inspires us. I don't know what else to say. I'm just sad. Just a human being on the right side of history who helped other people and was divine in doing it. Thank you, Mr. Redford.